Whoa.
I got it. Oh, Mary.
Doing a spot of computer repair. I might have gone a bit too far with this, but never mind.
And it's not all glamour, this cruising life. Sometimes you've just got to pull up the floorboards. Shaddy's got carpet all through the boat, which I've never liked, but it's a pain in the ass to get rid of it. So I'm stuck with it, and it has to be cleaned. I've found that by adding washing liquid to washing powder, it makes an ideal solution for washing down carpet. Jobs like this can only be done in marinas because there you have an unlimited amount of water you can use.
While the floor was up, I suddenly saw some bits that I was down as a job to do, which is some corrosion on the bottom of the boat. This job should have been done when the boat was out of the water. But it's getting done now. So I'm like grinding away at it, hoping there's not going to be water coming through the bottom of the boat. I'm going to have to do it again properly later, but I just want to coat it with some stuff to stop it rusting. It's nothing major. It's one of these things, if you don't do it, it'll get worse. It needs to be stopped now, so that's what I'm doing.
Rust killer, baby. Gonna spread that everywhere. Rust, you must die.
Oh, look at this. I was just out going to the facilities. She followed me home, actually jumped up onto the boat, came aboard by herself. I didn't invite her. And now she's sat here. Anyway, she's got a thing on her neck. I phoned them up, and it's like a dog search and rescue thing.
Everybody loves a shaggy dog tail. It's not all work and no play. Managed to play some music online with a friend of mine from the States. Haven't played together for many, many years. That was cool. It's morning and I'm just waiting to see what the weather's going to do before I decide to work outside or not.
Down below it's all cozy with my first cup of coffee of the day.
This is Eric Hiscock, famous guy, famous sailor from back in the day. That's really a bad picture. I don't know why they put that on the front. Beyond the West Horizon. That's one of his books which I'm reading at the moment, and it is really cool. It's cruising old styley, back in the day, where they used to do things. And this is a thing off a tree in Barbados when I first got to the Caribbean. And they were falling off the tree. It's like a seed pod. And I've been meaning to seal it up, because normally they open up and spread their seeds all over the place. But what I'm going to do is seal that up because it makes a good shaker. That seems to work.
Part of the social life of the marina, being in a marina, well, for me, is making music. I've got quite a few friends here who are damn good musicians. In fact, I'm probably the worst musician out of any of them. So they're doing a love song at the moment, and I'm actually playing drums a lot of it because I don't have the time to learn the music, and I'm lazy. Learn a lot of new songs, so I'm playing drums and doing harmonica as well. So they're doing something slow. I'm coming down making a cup of tea. But we'll go back and check out, see what they're doing. It's all good fun. Band practice in the rain. It's pissing it down with rain. We're trying to play music. The guys are plugged into electricity. Once again, the boat is all in disarray. It's a bit blowy out there, so working inside today. This is my cabin in here. It's nice and clean now. and it looks like there's lots of space. There's storage under the bunk, gaps under there. That's normally full of food. That's where my red wine famously started leaking. Tools and things, and those ones up there. This is or will be the hand controller for the new electric windlass. But why is it in the forward cabin? Well, the answer to that is when you're doing anchoring, the unit will be used through the hatch here. It's on a long cable, and then when the anchoring work is done, it'll come back in the cabin out of the weather. Well, the scrubbing and cleaning's all been done, so this lot's got to go back in there now. And there you go. Decided to move the new fridge freezer here. It makes a bit more sense and space to have it there. When I bought it, I didn't know what to do with it, so I put it here on the chart table seat, which meant it was in the way. Had trouble getting to this lot over there, so decided to move it. But one of the things is there's a fold-out table here that connects to the main unit in the galley. It's designed to fold out and make an extra workspace here. That means I have to cut this beautiful table shorter there, and then it'll swing out over the fridge. There you go. The space is a premium on a boat. It's just, it makes more sense to have a short little table there. Meantime, a break in the weather, and I was able to go outside.
In the middle of doing some more de-rusting, found a bit down here. And of course you see a bit, and then it's much more than you think it is. Got the tools out, but it's raining, or it's trying to at least.
Dark and wintry clouds. So the gods wait until you're halfway through and you've got bare metal exposed, and then it rains, you see. But that's normal. I know it doesn't look much, but I've actually smoothed all that down, a little bit more filler, and then she's ready for painting. Where I'm standing now, there's a reinforcing bar to go up with the wind generator. There's this porthole to be put in. There's all the cockpit, the ceiling to be finished and painted, and I might even try and get this out. That's all ready to go. It'll be so much nicer when I put paint on it. The thing is, the list never goes down. As soon as you've done one thing, another thing appears at the bottom of the list and slowly works its way up. And some of the least important things keep slipping back down the list and will never ever get done. That's just owning a boat. That's normal. But there comes a time at the end of the day when it's time to put the tools away and play. So, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? That'd be good for a song. Just come up the companionway with my coffee. No wind today, it's warm and it's dry, so I suppose that means I have to do some work. I ran out of gas yesterday. I have another bottle left. I've got 3 in the back. There's only 1 left, which I've just turned the gas supply onto now, which I knew wasn't full. I misjudged basically how much gas I should have. I'd planned on leaving this place by now and be up in Fiji, where you can get these things refilled. But here you can't get them refilled. You have to buy a new tank or swap a tank over. I don't have a New Zealand tank. It has to be a New Zealand tank. But before, there was an electric switch in the galley to an electric switch system in here, servo, which would cut the gas off, but that stopped working a while ago. This is the panel I've just removed with what's left of the servo switch. Electronic, controlled by a switch in the galley, gas in, gas out. And there's a little electronic servo in there which cuts the gas off. But I looked in one day, I was doing some checking, and this was too hot to touch. The reason I'm paranoid, and I always have been paranoid about gas, to be honest with you, but the safety aspect of it is a friend of mine, Magnus, on his boat, Nutshell. He does a video blog as well, you might have seen it. He literally almost blew himself up. There was a gas explosion on his boat, and he was lucky not to get himself killed. Basically, the inside of the boat, the furniture and everything was turned into matchwood instantly. Gas on a boat is dangerous. It can pool down below, and because it's in an enclosed space, especially this boat, because she's steel, you get an ignition and kaboom. But before this goes in the bin, gonna scavenge the parts. Jubilee clips. People, they're called in different things in different countries. There's two there, and there's two there. Little ones for pipes like this. I haven't got many. These are expensive. And there you go. It's almost like dumpster diving. Just got back on the bicycle. Further to our gas problem this morning. Got myself a local tank. Yes, I found an old one in the scrap heap and tried to swap it out, but they wouldn't have anything to do with it since it was old and not tested and very rusty. So I had to pay for a new tank. No swap out there, but that's okay. That's actually 9 kilos. The two British ones I got in the boat are 6 kilos each. First thing I need to do is to check to see if the thread is the same. There we go. Could take this off the old, remembering of course that the threads on gas units are the reverse, so it's clockwise to undo, just so you know. Right, please fit, please. So it's anti-clockwise to do it up. No, it's not fitting. Damn. It only goes in a few threads. Oh, I was led to believe that these would be the same. Now I have another problem. But this is from Portugal, and I had a regulator on it, a Portuguese one. The Portuguese fitting actually does fit here. So there you go. So I'm all right. I can hook up. I can still have my hot food and things. What I think I'll do is buy a new local regulator, just to be on the safe side, because that is a bit old and knocked about. This is the new beast, the new windlass, and I'm trying at the moment to work out how to mount it. I've got things like these templates, but they don't always relate to reality. I think I'm going to end up offsetting the winch to the line of the boat. That's really because I need to have this more or less in line with the roller on the bow. Got some chain here. That's not too bad.
While I was at it, I thought I'd check out the bow roller itself. It's an interesting piece in that it's stainless steel welded onto mild steel. Extremely strong and very dependable. But I thought I'd check out the nylon rollers themselves. I had to take out the spindle and take a look to see for wear and tear. This one will probably need replacing at some point. Also handy to get in behind and treat the rust.
Been raining like heck. Oh dear, gotta sort that out. In the meantime, I'm working on this. It's come to pass that a friend of mine's getting rid of some of his stuff, and I'm just checking his engine out. It's a bit of a dodgy boat. This was this was full of water a few minutes ago. Right. I've never known a boat do that before. Something's definitely wrong with this dinghy.
Regular viewers will know that I have an ongoing hatred of outboard engines. Let's hope this one behaves a little bit better.
The thing is, I've been blighted with engines for the last 4 or 5 years. I've gone through 3 outboards. All of them really. This is an old one. But it seems to work. It's a 2-stroke, not a 4-stroke. So, it won't run without the throttle open. See, that says to me, throttle, choke on. Do that, it stops. It's choking it now. That's got to be closed and that's got to be open. One oar. The boat is actually the marina's boat, so I'm going to steal it for a little bit. I'm just going to go around in circles here, but this is just in case the engine stops.
Well, that was fun. Well, I'm bringing her on board. I hope I'm not going to regret this.
Welcome aboard, Shaddy. A good engine. It's better than the other two. That and that. Yeah, one of you two are going. I think it's going to be you, unfortunately. But it's lightweight. I can get it on and off the boat easy. No more pulling muscles and things. This next part of the voyage, I'm trying to make easier on myself. I've got a electric winch to install. No more tearing. I actually have torn something inside. I've been to the doctor about that. So no more of that. Pulling chain up by hand, and no more lugging heavy engines around off the back of the boat. So I suppose I'd better do some work on Tiny Shaddy. Get all the water out of it, at least.
Tiny Shaddy was only ever meant to be a stopgap. I bought her off my friends on Nutshell back in the Marquesas. Now it's time for a bigger boat. This one is a rib. It's got a hard bottom, which means it'll perform better with a smaller engine, or if I put a big one on, she'll plane. This is Squeaky. I bought Squeaky off a friend, and she's going to be the new dinghy on board Shaddy.
And time to say goodbye to an old friend. That's Tiny Shaddy. Also, she's beginning to show her age a bit, and with the upgrades on the boat, I'm afraid there's no room for her at the moment. So she's going to go to a new home. Busy day today in the Boatyard. A friend of mine's just left. Oh, okay, pal, they're coming in here. He's actually having his boat, which is a Vancouver, which is the same as my friend James from many years ago had. Anyway, he's having that put on a ship and freighted back to England, the whole boat. In the meantime, there's another friend of mine. They're having their boat put back in the water. Are you excited?
Yeah!
You're going back in the water.
6 weeks, my God.
Water babies at last. Yeah. Meanwhile, over here is another friend with his mast down. Let's all go. What's going on? What I love about this place is they still use a lot of the materials they would have done back in the 50s and 60s. Wooden pilings. None of this plastic rubbish here. These were put in recently to replace the old ones, or rather to back up the old ones. It's nice to see that this kind of stuff is still used, very organic. Always something with a boat. They're all happy that they're going back in the water, but the engine won't start now. Luckily there's a mechanic on site, so he's down there having a look at it. In the meantime, I think we're going to handball it around the corner of the jetty here and put them next to me.
Am I clear back there or not?
Not yet. Okay.
Just mind my boat, that's all. Yeah, well, yeah, don't go any further forward than that. You're going to come real close to my boat. Make sure you get the bow in.
I got it.
Whoa.
I got it. Oh, very cool.
I know, that's what I was saying. Right, you're clear now. Slow down, everybody. Slow down, slow down, slow down. I'd put that cleat on that or stop it somehow. Woo! Oh, look at that, not a scratch. Ah, we nearly lost Mo there. I nearly had that on camera, mate. I wish you'd have got in. That would have made me money.